What is going on, guys? Bobs187 here, and today I'm here bringing you the ASR Malaysia race review for the Aussie Sim Racing League. The commentary might seem a bit different today, as I'm sort of whispering this, as I'm currently in a hotel room in Cairns on holiday. The hotel room is pretty... the walls are pretty thin, so I don't want to keep my voice down to not disturb anyone around the building. So anyway, this is the... go back to the race. This is the Malaysian Grand Prix, a track I'm pretty good at. I feel like I'm pretty quick, especially of like a one lap pace and stuff. Tyre wear's my only really Achilles heel, but as we're going through this corner here, it's a very difficult corner. Go on the curb, go on the power very aggressively, and we spin off into the wall. Kind of a bottle moment, but I was hoping to set a quick time on the mediums, as I wanted to qualify in the mediums this race. My first lap on the softs actually was a bit too good though, unfortunately, and meant it was very difficult to beat, and in efforts trying to beat it, we didn't actually, well, we bottled it, as you saw. So it was still a pretty good qualifying, P6 in the end. But I still wanted to go on the medium tyres, and I didn't really. So that's, and as you're about to see in a minute, qualifying on the mediums would have definitely helped me for this race. So anyway, going to the race now, and it looks dry to start off with. But as you can see, looking at the weather, it will get very wet. I mean, we mean like full wet conditions, about maybe like a quarter, a third, half of the way in, not quite sure yet. But we're now going to the formation lap, going towards turn 1, V6 Racing, I don't know what he's doing, he's down in 14th and he decides to power drive through the order, and he just spins off Ex-Vitcho, and we didn't do a very good job of avoiding him, and that's just kicked out the qualifying lap, not the qualifying, the formation lap, along with Ex-Vitcho and Acho, I believe behind. But no, going to the grid now, we're to the 5 lights. The 5 lights are going on the screen now. I want to have a nice clean start, see if we can get away well. 5 lights are out. Now, finally, and away we go behind Proctor's stuff. So it's a fairly decent start. No one's really gained or lost any positions. Ex-Vitcho is challenging New Zealand Ryan ahead. We've got a newcomer in McLaren. It's RBZ, I think it is. He was a very quick driver in other racing leagues in Europe, and he's currently leading so far. Team McMurdoch there fending off New Zealand Ryan as we go around, trying to hold him around the outside of Brock, but he gets better traction on the outside, grippier line, the racing line it was, and we had to stay behind going to this corner. He broke quite early, so we thought about looking up on the inside, but don't really want to go for any do or die moves just yet this early in the race, as we want to try and make it through the whole race without any front wing damage as well, if at all possible. And now we're going through the second sector, keeping it nice and clean, keeping the guys ahead, which is pretty good so far. I feel like I was definitely held behind the first few laps. I felt like I could definitely go quicker than these guys, but I just didn't want to take any unnecessary risks as we're going through the hairpin, got very close to the rear end of Brock there, as obviously it's a newcomer from F2. He raced in Singapore, but he didn't have the best race. And now we're going through this awkward right-hander. Get a lot of wheel spin on the X's, didn't shift up to 4th soon enough, and unfortunately missed the turn-in for that long left-hander there, and unfortunately it's put us on the bit on the back foot as we lock up going to the penultimate corner as well. So not the best XM, a bit under pressure from Greek Master 99 behind in Mercedes as we're going up back straight. We're lacking a bit from the guys behind. He must be in Rich Mix. Greek Master is looking at my inside, going to the final corner, we're given the room on the inside. I don't know what wings is running, but it's pretty high obviously. And we hold it round the outside, going down the start finish straight. RBZ, no surprise there, it's the fast lap of the race. And there's contact up ahead. Looks like Team McMurdoch spinning across the track. The Renault driver had a collision with Ex-Vitcho, is also down the order, but I believe still running in this race. And I'm not sure what happened there with Team McMurdoch. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the clip of them two crashing. And that's a mistake by me there. We got onto the curb on the outside of that awkward corner, and we half spin it across the track. We got a warning for exceeding track limits as well, which is pretty bullshit, as how did I ever gain an advantage there? We now got a car looking down my inside, and we had to give him room. We run onto the curb, not the best run for the corner at all. We got Warden now on our rear end, he's on the medium tyres. I just couldn't find any consistency or any real pace in the first few laps of this race. I'm not quite sure why. I think, I'm going to make it easy, I think it was because I wasn't really focused this race. Obviously, I literally drove to the airport like half an hour after this race, ASR race finished. And obviously, you know, going on holiday does weigh on your mind quite a bit. That's my excuses anyway. We look at the inside of But there's not really a move on there, unfortunately, and Warden has got the position ahead of him for now in this race. It's a bit disappointing. I feel like I can be quick in this race, but another thing that's quite wrong so far is the tyre wear, and unfortunately I couldn't make my softs last till the rain period, which is actually coming quicker than expected. The medium guys can easily stretch their tyres out, and some guys are going to try and stretch their soft tyres out until the rain period, which is probably in just a few minutes away. In fact, the rain might be even falling at the end of this lap. But we have to come to the pit lane as there's just too much risk of a puncture, as you saw in Silverstone in the real life race. Punctures can happen if your tyres get a bit too warm. We're going on a track now in P10 on the road, but on soft tyres, much grippier tyres than the guys around me. As now recorded to the back of ASR Charlie, who's racing the ghost of V6 Racing. I'm not quite sure what he's doing there, but it's an awful run out that corner, and that's the very easy position really, as we get past obviously the ghost car V6 Racing. As you saw, there was a flash of lightning, so that means the rain is starting to fall down at the end of this lap. The storm is definitely incoming, and as you can see, just one lap later, the engineers already suggested I've gone to the intermediate tyres. That's how quick the rain transition was. I was hoping it'd be a few laps and the guys in the softs would be doomed, but it was much quicker than expected. We run wide onto the entrance of the pit lane, and that's a 5-second stop-go penalty. For some, I gained no advantage from that. Going to the grass, lost me loads of time, and I get a stop-go penalty. So that means I'm going to serve an extra 5 seconds in this pit stop, and cost me for the guys I'm racing. As you can see, like I could have been racing Ringmaster, who just pulled out of the pit lane in front of me, but no, it cost 5 seconds of my race time. Someone that's got another pit lane is ASR Charlie, who overtook a lap ago, but he's still got to go into the pit box, I believe. Yeah, I believe so. And yeah, P7 on the road, I mean, it's okay for now, but I was hoping for a bit better in this race, especially as Ben and Fitcher have had their problems. I was hoping for a bit better, but you know, things can still happen during this race, especially as it's now pretty wet, and bottling races like this can be pretty easy in different conditions. But yeah, all the way until the wet period, I was just racing no one. As you can see, there's a flashback from Greenmaster, who did pretty much the same thing I did, except he gets nothing. He gets no warning, no stop-go penalty, but then he didn't even cut the corner. He didn't go fully off the track, and he gets a penalty himself. Only a 3-second time penalty then, which I believe he might actually be able to remove, considering how bullshit that was. But now going on to lap 13, now 14, and it's the wet conditions definitely prevailing. Some guys already moved on to the wet weather tyres. Bogdan stuff, who was almost a pit stop ahead. So that's how much I was struggling in this race so far. I just wasn't that quick, especially with a 5-second top go penalty. Definitely cost me. But Atcho up the road as well, also on the wet tyres. Still got to come in and fit the wet tyres themselves. I was thinking about staying on the inters, but as you can see there, that's an aquaplane moment if I've never seen one, and I just didn't want to risk spinning off into the barriers, which is so easy to do. First that lap actually, I was actually staying ahead of Brock, but so I think I timed it right with my switch onto the wet tyres. But going to the pit lane now, hopefully they can do a decent stop. Harry Ryan was behind me, but quite a way behind, and Greenmaster just with the road, but we got another 5-second top go penalty. What the fuck is that for? We only had one penalty given to us. I swear there was no other ones during the rest of that race, but somehow we've been made to serve another 5-second stop-go penalty, which is actually bullshit. I was hoping to keep up with Greenmaster. No, actually, it's Warden who's in the pit lane just then. Greek has stayed out an extra lap, so I could have been challenging him, but it's absolute. Why was I giving that penalty? I should also apologise for looking back close during the pit lane, just because I was a victim of frustration. Obviously, another bullshit penalty cost me time-wise, but here we go, another clip. This is on board of Greek Estate out of intermediate tyres. It's New Zealand Ryan, oh no, sorry, it's Atcho. Guerrero is looking outside. Nice move from Atcho there. Now we got New Zealand Ryan looking down his inside of the right-hander, but Greek there, I'm either not seeing him doing the move or just turning it anyway. Has spun New Zealand Ryan, kind of a Greek's move really. I mean, New Zealand Ryan wasn't a committed move down his inside, and Greek just turned in and left him no room. So it's a bit unfortunate for Ryan. I mean, Greek actually only just emerges out ahead of me, only about 4 seconds. So if we hadn't had that bullshit penalty, we would have actually jumped in the pit stops. So it's a bit disappointing. We've got to try and catch him on track now, as we've got It's lap 17, go around the final corner, and we have a safety car deployed on lap 17 in the race. So we've got Harry Ryan behind, Green Master in front. Should also mention that Xvicho is in P9 just before Harry Ryan after recovering from his crash with Ben on lap 1. But P7 still, yeah, it's an okay position. I was actually a bit disappointed to see the safety car come out because I knew I was more pressure and the guys behind could catch up. And yeah, I can see myself losing positions during the safety car period, as I didn't feel most comfortable on wet tyres as well. And Green Master there has the doubter, whereas I don't, because I cross the start finish line after the safety car is deployed. And I have to wait behind his slow car, which is a bit annoying, but nothing really can do. But now we're going to jump straight to the safety car, come in this lap. I want to try and make it nice and clean, time it right. As there you go, full traction now, full power, as Greek there looking up the inside of Acho. It's a bit of regional paired. Acho there broke very early for the final corner. We hold the outside line, but we've got Harry Ryan looking over inside, very tentative on the traction, and that's Harry Ryan. Clean move up the inside, so we kind of bottled the restart a fair bit. And now we've got Xvicho on the back of us. Harry Ryan is making a lot of momentum on the safety car restart. Look at him inside, the inside of his teammate. We have to leave room for Xvicho on the inside of turn 1. We still have the inside line, the racing line, and we're going to use that to our advantage and cut him off. You know, it's decent defending. Still allowed as we get a lot of wheel spin going through turn 3, a lot of wheel spin. And we cut off Xvicho again. That was very close to my rear end and his front wing. Lucky he wasn't actually on my full inside there. But we cut the corner to try and give Xvicho room. We get more wheel spin and we lose position to him. So that's very unfortunate. We just don't have the momentum or the consistency right now. And that's another corner cut. And that's our first penalty. That's literally all the warnings we've had so far this race. I was hoping to actually keep it clean, not get a penalty for once, and that's another warning, as we lost position to wardens right in the process. So we are tumbling hammer over fist in this restart. I mean, how have we gained any advantage when we've been overtaken twice so far? It's so annoying, but still my fault, I suppose. Just need to regain my focus and hopefully challenge the guys ahead, as I know I'm quicker than some of the guys who are in front of me. Like Harry Ryan, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I couldn't use this footage for the race, as the crappy Wi-Fi internet wouldn't allow me to download his footage without taking a long time. But that's a nice double overtake on Warden and Harry Ryan, as Warden there tried to go down his inside but forced Harry Ryan into the gravel trap. And that's a nice double overtake, taking advantage of both of their issues. And now we get Xvicho, I think Greek Master and Acho, or maybe New Zealand Ryan ahead. I'm not quite sure, but both Force Indians are ahead as well. As RBZ there still leading the race by quite a way. Another lock up into the hairpin. It's definitely so easy to lock up into that corner, and that's Warden all over the back of us, but can't find any way past now. As he looks a bit inside there, not really an overtaking place. Unlike Greek earlier in the race, we did actually give him room, so no one went spinning, but still looks like we are massively under threat from Warden at this point in the race. Warden there dives all the way inside for a long way back, and that's Acho there. Actually spun off the side track. So same with Xvicho, as they had a coming together at the penultimate corner. As we're about to see what happens later on, but we got a legal overtake on Acho as we're going really slowly, which is slowed down to let him pass. We went into the pit lane, and that allowed Warden to get past, which is fucking frustrating, as illegal overtake when two guys spun off to the side of the track and we have to let one of them through. I mean, what do you want to do? Just brake check Warden and just not overtake Acho, even though he was going about 2 miles an hour down that straight. But anyway, it's on board with Green Master there, who forced his way down the inside of Acho. And Acho there just had a lot of wheel spin and went into Xvicho by the looks of things. We're going to have another replay in a second from on board Acho's screen, but as you can see, that allowed me to get into P5, as Greek there holding P4. I was quicker than him during the midpoint of this race, so hopefully I can catch him during the remainder of this. But anyway, on board of Acho now, as he's got a level spin off that corner that allowed Greek Master to get right in the back of him through the well, it would be flat out if it had been dry conditions that corner. But they're Greek there, looking at his inside, a little bit of contact, but it's all pretty clean. No one forced that wide, but actually they just got caught on the curb. A lot of wheel spin. Has a drive-through penalty, but that's ex-Vitcho. Spun around, really, no fault of his own, just caught out in the instant. And that's very unfortunate. But anyway, lap 25 behind Warden and Greek, they're battling away like mad. And we've kept with them, to be fair. It's been pretty good so far. We've kept with them as they're going down start finish straight. But looks like the contact. There's Mercedes in the wall. Greek Master 99 spun across the track doing full 720, 1080 degree spins, whatever you want to call it. But that was a mental crash there for Greek Master. I'm not quite sure what happened, as I couldn't find the clip after the race on his screen, as I only had a certain amount of time before I had to leave the house, you know, so I can record Xbox clips. I'm really not speaking very good English today, probably because I'm having to talk like a mouse in my hotel room. But there you go, another lock-up into that hairpin. It's definitely so tricky, and now the track is drying out. But we actually I felt like I was pretty quick in these conditions. Warden ahead has caught up to Brock the stuff and has overtaken him, and we're actually gaining slightly on Brock. Coming to the final lap of the race, ex-Victor, I should mention, has come into the pit lane about 2 laps ago to the intermediate tyres, and he's definitely closing in on me, but we should be able to be okay till the end of the race. But we've got a puncture. We've got a puncture on the front left tyre. To be fair, it was a good place to have a puncture at the final corner, but how have we had a puncture? Tyres are only on about 20% under the safety car, and I thought they could easily last to the end of the race. But I think what it is, the locks up into the hairpin just cost me so much tyre wear, which is very surprising, as I thought the wet tyres can actually survive for quite a few laps. Like, it's definitely possible to do a 1-stop, even a 0-stop, if the whole race is just full wet tyres. But I don't know, no one else got a puncture, and now we're on to the intermediate tyres. Luckily I set my strategy straight before I had the puncture, so I was able to go onto the quicker tyre for the end of the race. We've got a car ahead already. It's the manner of AOR Charlie. He's a lap down though, so hopefully he should be able to get my way pretty quickly. Greek Master 99 behind is quite a way behind, so we should be able to keep position ahead of him. But we've got Acho ahead of AOR Charlie, as AOR Charlie there goes very slow through the corner. I'm not sure if I lagged him off the track, but to be fair, he's a lap down anyway, and he probably should let me through a bit sooner if he was going that slow. But we're going to stay on board for the rest of the final lap. As you can see, we're pushing like hell. We've got great grip. No wonder if ex-Vitcho was really quick in his tyres. The wet people must be really struggling at this point of the race. We've got the Forsythia of Acho ahead. He's only a few seconds road, so it could be possible to do a showdown finish and catch him by the end of this lap. As we gained a lot of time, never lock up into that hairpin, but we get the apex, get the corner very nicely. I should have really done this a few laps ago, and I could have closed in the guys ahead. It would have been a very interesting alternate strategy. RBZ finishes the race in first place on the wet tyres. A good drive by him. As we go through the quick left-hander, we've got Acho in our sights. He defends the inside. We're going to dive down the inside anyway, going into the corner. And we've got P7 pretty much right to the death. He's on the wet tyres, really struggling. Harry Ryan is on the intermediate tyres. He did the same thing as it showed. Unfortunately, he's just too far up the road to catch with the time left, as he's going to cross the line now as we go through the final corner, and it looks like we will take P7 in this race. Not bad. I mean, it could have been better, to be fair, but at least we actually finished in a good position for once, unlike the final 2 races where we had a lot of bad luck. And to be fair, Malaysia probably was expecting better, but as this is definitely one of my stronger tracks, but oh well, not much you can do. To be fair, a lot of these things were my fault during this race today, and we're actually P8 in this race, but I have a feeling Acho will get a penalty for his incident with ex-Vitcho, so I have a feeling I will get that 7th place back, especially as the time penalties were pretty bullshit, and I gained no advantage from them anyway. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you when I get back from the holiday for the Japanese ASR Grand Prix. So I'll see you guys for the next video, whatever that may be, so I'll see you guys then. Pomzo.